It's our final semifinal here in the Talent League in Rainbow Six Siege, and we got two amazing teams coming into it. One who had a bye, the other who had a massive road to get here. Two 8-7s is what it took for Loud to get into this spot. Team Wanted, they didn't even have to play a quarterfinal matchup. My name is Time Delight. I am joined by Golu Molu for the first time in I think what 7 months.
Too many months. I think we'll just leave it too many months. I don't want to have to count back. It's been too long. It's been too long away. And I mean, I think there was one supposed to get in there, but as general conflict of life comes into play, it always affects things, which is a bit of a shame. But we're here tonight, which is the important thing. And no, I'm really looking forward to being back here with you. We should be in for a wonderful game between two high level teams. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to see how the two play out.
Now, I'm looking at some stats that Talent League were so graciously giving to us. Shout out to Trippin for putting a lot of this together. It is awesome and makes our lives really easy. For banning, in terms of at least, well, Team Loud,
Mm.
they banned Cafe 6 times, Coastline 5 times, Oregon 5 times, Club 4 times, and the remaining maps 4 times combined. They actually preferred to play Bank. Unfortunately for them, Team Wanted banned that thing out. But
Yeah.
our maps for today, luckily enough, we've been given those. We start things off on Oregon. Team Wanted did choose the map, so they will start on attack. Team Loud
Yeah.
choose Villa, so they will start on attack. And then our final map is Club, where the randomness gave Team Wanted the attacking side, and well, Team Loud got to choose the defense. Of course, everybody will start on the defense of overtime when they do so choose. But I gotta say, Gulu, with our map pool looking here, I really think I favor Team Wanted because Clubhouse and Oregon were two maps that I don't think this side of Team Loud liked that much.
Yeah, it is interesting seeing that in this three map pool, we do have two of the maps that allowed one last time around. But again, both of those games, 8-7, very close nail biting matches against Wii Sports, who, don't get me wrong, not to take anything away from Wii Sports, definitely deserved to be in that playoff run, but they're not the same quality of team as Team Wanted. Team Wanted are just a little bit of a higher caliber. You don't want to be in that closer position on these maps going up against another level of opponent. And because of that, I just think it is going to be interesting I'd be interested to know why they wanted to go back to the same maps. Maybe it's just that comfort of feeling very, we know our clubhouse, we know our villa. Either way, I think you have to be right there. I think Team Wanted probably looking a little bit more comfortable coming into this series, and it's going to require Loud to really step themselves up from their last performance because, a 2-0 is brilliant, but they only won by 2 rounds. It's not anything to scream
Yeah.
about.
It's not the greatest showing, but hey, a win is a win. If all of you were here in the pre-show and saw that giant bracket, this game is to decide who goes to the finals and who plays QVG in that third place matchup. We
Yeah.
saw MS Academy take out QVG yesterday slash last night, depending on where in the world you are. And I gotta say, a 2-1 finish, they're a little bit surprising for me, considering QVG were dominant throughout the season, yet could not put together a best of three when it came to it most.
Yeah, that was definitely a surprise result. I mean, we'll have to see what happens here. If there's another upset, if Loud can continue this run onto the final. But I mean, I honestly don't know. I like to think that there's always a chance for a team, especially in a
Mhm.
game like Siege with so many variables and so many things that can change all the time. You can never write a team off completely. So it will be interesting to see. Oregon, the first map that we're going to be going to, it's a very standard map. Both teams are going to know it very well. And I think there's always room for innovation on a map like Oregon. You can definitely see the ban phase change things up a lot, whether the Wamai is available to allow teams to lean more into this heavy shields type of play, whether picks like the Flores are left open, which makes removing those awkward positions like elbow or maybe pit inside of attic just that little bit more comfortable defense. We'll have to see how each of these teams choose to approach it. But for the time being, I think, both these teams should be very well regimented on this map. And so whichever team just has that little extra something that they can add to their game, I think they'll be the ones to take home the map. And that could be either team, to be honest with you. Both of them have played Oregon through the season. And while I don't think it's been an excelling map, just across the league generally, it tends to be a little more standard. You never quite know what you're going to get.
I'm looking at how these teams have played throughout the remainder of the season, throughout the regular season, and how we just saw Loud show up in the quarterfinal with
Yeah,
our map pool specifically. I know I've said it before. I'll probably say it again. The default maps, aka Oregon, Clubhouse, and Cafe, favor Team Wanted just about every day of the week
yeah,
because Team Loud need to throw a curveball their way. Excuse the baseball reference for all of you who don't play it, but Team Loud, they need to throw something different to the Team Wanted side because if you look at how Team Wanted have played, they have played your default maps time and time again. And most importantly, they have won the default maps time and time again, aka Oregon and Club, the reason that they made it through the map pool. We saw Team Loud have to ban out Chalet and Coastline because Team Wanted are already so strong on those maps. Villa and maybe Cafe, along with Bank, are your best 3 options to take Team Wanted to. I know Team Wanted banned out Cafe at the end, but I it's a massive question here for me because I don't know how Team Loud show up on 2 of these 3 maps and make it a negligible scoreline after the fact that they just barely scraped through the quarterfinal. Yeah, it was a 2-0, but it was a 2-0 in which 8-7, 8-7.
yeah.
Not the greatest, still a win, but not the greatest showing.
Yeah, I mean, you turn two of those rounds around, and it's the other team that we're seeing here in the semi-final instead. So that's the kind of margin of error that you're really looking at. But I think as much as that rings true, what it's going to need is allowed to just not play standard Oregon, because how many times you've seen it? The classic joke is Oregon, because you've seen it a million times, and you know what the standards are. You know what you're going to be seeing, and like you say, it's gonna be about that curveball. Personally, I was always more of a fan of kick rounders, bit of a better game if you ask
Uh,
me. You know, baseball not quite as big over here in the UK, so
yeah,
I think kick rounders, the classic PE game where you just like the PE teacher has no clue what they want to do with time. They're just like, all right, here's a football, just go kick it around for a bit and run around in circles. I might say I'm not the best sprinter, but I can handle myself on a kick rounders. Is it a pitch, a
I
court, a field?
I I think it's a field in that case, considering you're just outside. We we can also hear we have we have a screen share of our game, and we're getting things ready, and Zayden in game decided to use voice chat and just scream in French. I don't know what he screamed. I haven't taken French in 3 years, but he
Longer.
screamed something, so,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard, Travels, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, my French is not up to par, I must admit. A little bit better on the Spanish. I know a little bit of Spanish that I can remember from a couple of years ago. Hola, me llamo Ben. There you go. There's a little lesson there for all of you on the impromptu. I can remember the days of the week as well. There was the week song. Actually, fun story about the week song. I had we were at lunch with my cousins, my aunt and uncle and cousin, and
Mm.
forget how old my cousin is. I'm like 7, and anyway, she couldn't remember the days of the week, so I had to perform a rendition of the days of the week in Spanish to my aunt and uncle, just to help give her a head start on her lessons. That was wonderful. Um, yeah, thought I'd just share that with you.
That's great.
It is sharing
That's
time
great.
after all.
Yeah, that's amazing. We are still getting teams in. We had a little bit of a UB bug, unfortunately enough. So we're getting everybody in. We had everything set up and now we don't. So get
Yeah.
ratioed, people who are watching. Team Loud just has 1 player left to show up, and then we should be good to go. Again, apologies for the delay. This doesn't usually happen. Actually, no, it's not true. This is Rainbow Six Siege. Tech issues
I
are
was gonna
mainly
say,
me.
yeah, just across the
So
across the game as a whole.
yeah, this does usually happen. For all of you who do plan on going to Rainbow Six Siege broadcasts that are anything from tier 2 or below, if a game is scheduled for like, I don't know, 8 p.m. in whatever time zone you are, show up at like 8:35 and you'll miss like round 1 and that's it.
Yeah,
Um
think of it like the cinema. There's always half an hour of ads beforehand, so you got a bit of a window of error. You kind of get there, grab your popcorn first, sort your drinks out. Maybe if you're feeling really spicy, go for that Tango Ice Blast. Obviously, you're going for the mix of the two flavors. You're not going for just the one. Maximize your value here, and then off you go. You get to chill out and enjoy the movie. But I mean, yeah, it's just it happens sometimes, and with some of the ways that sometimes it's just difficult getting players in a lobby. And we should be there soon enough and get to jump into the fascinating Oregon that we all love to see. But until then, Look, I'm trying to keep everyone engaged here, okay? We can't just be like, "It's Oregon, go home, turn your monitors off," you know? We can't do that. That wouldn't be fair, and you know what?
So so
I'm calling it now just because of this. Loud are actually prepping right now. They're gonna be first round, bringing out the Lion, the Dokkaebi, the Blitz. It's gonna be a full yellow meta rush down laundry stairs, and they're gonna completely wipe the floor.
okay, well, the issue there is that Team Wanted are totally gonna go top floor first. Now that you said that, they're gonna go top floor. So now no down yellow stairs rush for you. But
They'll
I
still
do
go
think
down.
team now this they'll still go down no matter what. No,
Yeah, yeah,
it's gonna happen. I do think if you do want a good map of Oregon, I almost said Boregon just by instinct. You can turn your monitors off, just leave the stream up and leave the audio on. You can listen to me and the game sounds every so often and this guy, and we'll just scream
true.
about the game. Trust me, it's much more fascinating than watching it. No, these teams are
Pretend it's
pretty good. So
cafe.
yeah, protect cat. Oh my gosh, don't get me started on Cafe. I I am a little bit biased towards Team Wanted for the sole reason they banned Cafe.
Ah, fair enough.
That's
You're
it.
not a fan?
I I don't usually despise things. I despise Cafe Dostoevsky. It
Really?
is for all of you new here to the Rainbow Six scene or just to Rainbow Six competitive play. Cafe Dostoevsky is a vertical top down drop down simulator. Everybody goes in Red Hatch and New Heaven and everybody decides to clear either across if there's the top floor or down if it's the bottom floor. But I digress, and luckily for me, I don't have to do that anymore. We're getting things ready. We are getting things going. It is time for Oregon. It's Team Munt is starting things off on the attack of their own map pick. Team Loud on the defensive side of their opponents. And the band phase, you expecting any surprises here?
Um, am I expecting any probably not. I think seeing something like a Thatcher followed by something else standard, maybe a Maverick. I don't think a Maverick band's brilliant on Oregon. Teams still tend to do it way too frequently for my own liking, but I think Thatcher getting taken off by Loud here is to be expected. The defensive side of things, you're looking at probably a mixture of Cade, Valkyrie, and Mira. I know that's not particularly exciting, just saying, oh, I think the three most banned operators will be amongst the two that get banned. But it's Oregon, and I think these teams just want to play around the core strengths of the map, especially Team WanteD here. But what they end up taking off is actually going to be instead the Flores. So I mentioned before, he can be very helpful at clearing out that elbow and bunker, as well as pit two spots where you really want to play around that utility as a defense, just to slow down the oncoming attack. But let's see what they want to do for the defense. That's a Valkyrie.
They're target banning me. The American will not be played today, unfortunately. But I think Team Loud here, they either remove Mira or Cade. Those are your two options. Cade to deny hatches, or
Yep.
Mira to really just deny the defensive side of playing one-way windows. It's kind of broken, I'm
I'd
not
say,
gonna lie to you. Mira's kind of cracked. But
yeah, it's a pain.
uh,
Oh,
yeah, there you go. There's Mira. So we will see Cade on the board. That's important because you have a lot of Electro Claws you can throw at random points on Oregon. And I
mm,
don't think some of these teams are as prepared for those as some others. Like, I throw an Electro Claw up in the master bedroom for the master small closet wall in my ranked games, and nobody ever finds it. I will never lose those games. And I shoot like the floor with the 44 Magnum and throw another one in there. I win every round at the top floor. And by the way, like I said, Team Loud are going to the bottom floor, or going to the top floor. My apologies.
fair enough. I mean, I think just it's really cool how people start to innovate and figure out what you can do with those claws, like you say, hiding them in other rooms to go through walls. Very spicy tech. I think the other classic one is the one in the table and dining on Chalet. That one's becoming a little bit more popular. Although, for some reason, players never be able to seem to find it, even when they know it's in there, which is very infuriating
Attackers
to
need to
see.
locate and
Either
defuse
way,
the
though,
bomb.
like you say, up this top floor, and not a fairly standard array of operators being brought out by the defensive side here. You got your smokes, your Runes, your Jaegers. Bring that Banshee just for a little bit of awareness where players are going to come up, and that's going to be particularly important around this attic. You don't ever want to allow an attacker to sneak up there, as well as on white stairs. If you get caught out on white stairs, it cuts that site in half. It makes life near impossible for the defense to retake control of the site.
I think Team Loud really need to play more of a locked down defensive setup. You can
10
see they
seconds
have
left.
the Aruni on the board. That's Swaz on that. And, well, there's one of those Electro Claws. That's actually
5
relatively
seconds left.
easily clearable if you do it correctly. There is a Maverick, so I don't think it's going to matter all that much. But if they
Attacker's
just
objective is to
drone
locate a
into
bomb and
that
defuse
attic
it.
window, they're going to find it, and they will be able to snuff that thing out. But round one, kicking things off here on Oregon. Here in the semi-final number 2 for the Major League for Talent League Rainbow Six. Final prediction. You got Team Wanted or you got Team Loud here, at least on Oregon.
I think Oregon, you got to give it to Team Wanted. They chose this map to go to, and therefore they should win. That's the rules, right? You can't lose a map that you pick. Otherwise, what are you doing? But we'll have to see how that plays out in actuality. Obviously, Wanted starting their attack, bringing that Maverick, bringing that Buck in towards Attic, just to get that wall open, give them another option to approach the site, which is so important. But what a fast approach by Daco on this Finker, already taking control of Trophy. Although looks like he's going to back out. Maybe they want to check around, just don't want to get caught out. But Armory control also in their hands. They have this foothold now. They have given up a little bit of space, which is a little bit questionable. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to give that up so early, but this flank drone setup downstairs, I love to see teams with this sort of network setup, because that will give their Habana Asphalt just a little bit more cover up here. Once you're going to go for opening up that wall, no impact tricks been set up, I don't look like, so should be able to get that one opened up fairly quickly. The Cade Claw not in a position to stop it for the time being. Looks like it might not get tricked out either, one of the problems that can occur with Habana. But still, halfway into this round, they have the double opening that they really want to achieve. And just now starting to poke into sight, see if they can pick up any kills.
Well, there is one kill, but Cynics is down. That's going to hurt just a little bit. Frozen, however, being dead is not the greatest thing for Team Wanted either. I do believe Cynics is going to make it out, and with their life and 20 HP as well, just barely, Xylon staying alive. There's the little Finka stim. My old comp team would scream macro whenever we would pop the Finka stim, but Baby Shark blocking down this long angle with the SMG-11 no less. There's 2 frags going the way of Team Wanted. Nobody on this defense staying alive, and it's difficult to do so. You can't blame them. The crossfires are already set up, and there's still a minute left in this round, Golu.
Yeah, I love to see this when attacking Oregon. You just open up absolutely everything. And now this flank from Daco downstairs, causing some problems for the Malusi. Already on pretty low HP on white stairs. Got to be extra careful now. It looks like they're trying to get a little bit aggressive, try and catch this attack off guard. The rotate, though, coming from Habana. It'd be interesting to see where they choose to go to as well. That's the Yana able to pick up 1 kill. Malusi gets him so low, but can't quite finish it off. The Finger walking up white stairs to take it down. Smoke, though, reciprocating the damage there, but left alone in the 1 versus 3 here. I mean, it's looking rough. I don't know how you're going to spot this bout, but they hear the plant going down just around the corner. Gonna take a swing there. Sees the outline of the Maverick, finds the kill onto the Habana, though. Yana solo at HP, the time ticking away as the plant is going to start to be stuck by the Maverick. Does he have any toxic gas in pocket? No, he doesn't. Can't quite stop it out. And Yana covering the rotation hole. Zayden able to make sure that they don't choke that round up. Losing Habana there, a little bit dangerous, but ultimately they kept their cool there. Then they kept it kosher, and well, they won the round.
Zayden with the clean flick across as well, just to lock out the round. It was a good round from Team Wanted. They kicked things off relatively well. Unfortunately, towards the end, they had some weaknesses, and that needs to be managed later on. Loud, though, deciding to go back to that top floor, and I want to get your opinion on this, because you don't usually see teams go back to the same spot and have it work out every single time, especially when they just lost it. I don't like their methods here, but at the same time I support it. You have to win this site at some point, and I think they're now detecting what they did wrong. As long as they change something up, then they're okay. We're still seeing the Aruni though. We still see a Wamai, Smoke, Mute, and the Jaeger. Not too much different on this defensive side.
Yeah, I think the notable change is the lack of the ban. No more Malucci running around. They instead want to try and shut down this explosive utility, which is fair enough. There are 6 frag grenades on the table, because, well, Team Wanted running back that same lineup as before. They don't have to change anything. So having those magnets just try and catch on those projectiles is going to help, as well as those 2 gun 6s.
10 seconds to insertion.
But I think it's just interesting to see that they are returning. They obviously recognized the mistake, but the biggest thing here is that Team Wanted did such a good job of just opening angles.
Attacker's objective is to locate
The classic take on Oregon was you take Attic, and then you took Master Bedroom, you'd open up that breach. You'd have 2 entries to site. eventually teams started to realize there's just a giant window in the back of sight. Why don't we just stick someone there? Team Wanted did that. They had their player on that big window. I want to say it was Fraxon on the Buck. And that just completely shut every sort of movement option for the defense. There was nothing they could do. And the same is going to happen again. I can just feel it. There's no reason for Wanted to change that. And these lineup changes are interesting, but they don't change that fundamental flaw in their hold against this Team Wanted attack. And that's the worry for me.
Well, there were a lot of things that worried me back in that round. You talked about it earlier on in the round. They gave up a lot of room early. And you need to contest that. You need to at least try and get an opening frag, maybe just delay time. Because you cannot give Team Wanted, as dominant of a team as they are, forever and a day in order to push into that side. Swaz, looking through, is that a Maverick hole I see? I do believe it is. I don't even know what he's looking at. I don't, there's not a Maverick hole there yet. What are you looking at?
Preempting it, expecting it to get opened eventually. Just biding his time. He knows that someone's going to open it. There we go. Although this is interesting. The angle from the stairs is being held by the Buck. This is the classic, but now that it's off, does leave a little bit of vulnerability. It is an interesting approach to opening up this wall. Maybe give them some options to throw some nades and some stuns down towards Pit. Whether Swaz is going to be able to capitalize on this opening or not, it does have to really downstairs. That hatch angle can be very crafty in picking up some sneaky frags if you're not being careful as the attack. Whether they spot that out, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, the approach continuing to focus on Trophy as they want to try and open up this breach. The Mute Gem is still on the wall, preventing those X-Kairos from opening things up. How are they going to work around this? The classic would just be grenade it from downstairs, but it doesn't look like anyone has gone down to that classroom window.
Swaz has finally been flashed, getting hit by all those Wilmine magnets, and back it goes Swaz because of it. Look at this peek coming through, though. That's a nice opener for the Maverick in the long hallway, and that's actually Methic's down. Did he get killed from behind? I think he tried to flank.
He must have done. I mean, it's worth trying sometimes to pick up a kill behind, but when you get caught out, it just leaves your team high and dry, and it didn't really work out for them this time. It was a nice try, though. If that had, it could have changed things around. Dako, though, going down, should be able to pick himself up, but 2 more kills going in favor of Team Wanted. That's not a great way to start, as both the Jaeger and the Wamai fall separate fire. That leaves the one remaining member now in the smoke, all by himself, and a flawless round for Team Wanted. They storm into sight, they seize the castle, they left no one remaining, they took no prisoners. That was a little bit lethal. The moment that they wanted to jump, all 5 players ready to go at the same time. That was wonderful to see, but it just leaves me wondering loud, you didn't address any of those problems before. I don't know, what are you thinking here? What kind of, how did they allow that much space to be taken so quickly for that execute?
They just didn't pressure. That's the issue we're running into. They have the Wamai, they had the Jaeger, and well, they actually have the Jaeger now. Again, they're running the exact same setup now on a different site, yet they have 3 kills through 2 rounds of play, and I have to point out, what the heck were they doing over in Attic? They didn't pressure at all. They didn't try and lock down that pit angle. They just gave it up for free. And I don't know if anybody here has not played Rainbow Six Siege before. You just can't do that. You cannot give a team of the Team Wanted caliber, like I said, forever to try and push a site, especially with the lethality coming out of their weapons, those shots that are going to hit every single day of the week. And unfortunately, when you are being locked down from multiple angles from 2 or 3 different crossfires, you're just not going to stay alive long enough to defend the site, much less to deny a plant. We saw it happen one time in round 1. The smoke had to play, but Baby Shark can only do so much in so little time, especially with so many players on the opposing side. And that's Team Wanted with their now 2nd round in a row. And as we head to the bottom floor, I think Team Wanted are ready for it. And looking at their lineup, they don't have to change anything. They have a good lineup for this. They have the LMG on Dako. They have Asphalt with that Habana, which, I mean, has just been opening things up. You don't need to get 40 kills on Habana if you're doing your job properly. And we just have Zayden, who is getting 40 kills.
Yeah, and they've got a really good spread of secondary utility as well. 6 frag grenades, 2 gun 6s, 6 stun grenades. That's plenty to burn through this Wamai Jaeger combo that they're trying to bring on the defensive side just to slow things down. The big thing here is going to be that bunker, the elbow. But it looks like they're going to clear upstairs first. I want to make sure that all these roamers are kept under control and kept away from any dangerous positions as well. This Malusi, Mythox is going to be the first one you're looking for here, as point, they're hiding away inside of this rear tower. The attack, though, haven't encountered anyone just yet. That opening, though, in attic could be big in this round. They must have noticed it out, as they're already starting to make their way into Freezer, just bypassing this run game for the time being. I guess they realized that at least half of that top floor is clear for them to keep on going.
I think we're just seeing Lost not playing the way they should, and they are playing Lost. There's a nice find for them, as they do get one kill at least, but now it's Mythics playing above, trying to just lock down the security spot. I don't think they know he's here. Synthex gets one as well, and this is gonna hurt. Look at that shot! Oh my goodness, Mythics, you cannot do that! Zidane just not ready for it, and is dropped because of it. Finally, we're seeing Team Loud pick up shots and, well, honestly hit them. Team WanteD falling apart at the seams as soon as Loud figure out this is a first-person shooter.
Yeah, I guess that roam game, they were hiding away in tower. They just moved in at the right time, and it wasn't being watched properly. It's as simple as that. They weren't being careful of their behind, and, well, like we saw, they lost 3 kills to the 2 roamers, and now that diffuser in that shower corridor with 2 players watching it, the 2 players who picked up all the kills so far this round, it's not looking like a brilliant opportunity to take it back. The thing you do have going for you is that there's only 2 of them here, which means, for the time being, you could put yourself in a 2 versus 2 situation. They're trying to open up some angles, give themselves some sight, but as they drop into the sightlines of Synthex, he hits into the wall! What a shot, a little bit of luck, but there you go, you always have to take it. And now this lures you back into a corner inside of the shower. They're just trying to dance around another kill for the Buck as he collects up the second roamer. The 2 versus 5 quickly turned into the 2 versus 3, however, little health on that Buck as they're both walking down this laundry stairs. You've got 3 members just waiting for them. All those toxic babes ready, and as the time gets so low, they're just going to start to pop. You have to walk through the gas. You're going to take some tick damage on the way in. Ruining picks up the first kill, and it's 1-3-3. The Maverick has to try and find everything here, and I don't think he's quite going to do it. Instead, sitting on that laundry cabinet, waiting up the time, but no. Well, it's going to be the Wamai using that pistol just to see the day through, and, well, Loud, they get around on the board. It was a very important one for them to do. The question now, though, where do they go from here? Do they return to that top floor site?
Well, I've always looked at the way that EU and NA plays the Oregon map differently. NA likes to start top floor. If they lose, they immediately go to the bottom floor, and if they win it, they then go to the middle floor, sometimes. But I don't like that Loud is now going back to the top floor, that they've lost twice in a row on the exact same setup, and they're bringing the exact same setup. Wait, I lied. Mythics is bringing the Frost. This is at least something different. I don't know if Frost is the person to switch out for the Wamai, but I mean, I'm also not the player in the lobby. Maybe they have some sick strat with bear traps that are going to get your ankles every day of the week. I don't know. I don't think Team WanteD are going to mistake or misdrone in this case, because they really haven't before. The one issue is that they just didn't clear out kitchen, and that was one time. I don't think where Mythics is putting down those frost mats, they're going to be very effective. That's the main window. Everybody checks under the main window, and that's even I use these frost mats. Come on, dude.
I will say I think that pit one is a solid staple for a reason. You know it's going to be there, but you also know that someone's going to be watching you when you go for that drop. So that one, you know, I think that's kind of the purpose of Frost in a lot of situations, is you're not really banking on it to get a weird kill. It's more just creating almost like a crossfire with utility and a gun. Because you know, you can't really make a good choice in those options. You're basically picking between 2 bad ones.
Attacker's objective is to
However,
locate a bomb and defuse it.
I think this example here of hiding one inside a cubby, it's just going to take 80 HP off of the target. The Habana will walk into it if they don't drone it out, and then just get picked up again. That does impact going for the plant, though. You've got that smoke on the board. The gas canisters do become a lot more lethal when you're on low HP, because, well, it takes way less time to kill you. The problem here, though, like you say, is that is this going to help prevent that crossfire that just keeps on getting opened up on this big window? I think most likely not. It will stop them from jumping in quite as eagerly, but they'll still have to be careful of the collapse. And the best way to do this is, like we've mentioned time and time again, is just to stall as much time as possible. And this is the right way of doing it. That extra shield is off with that open. And, well, the first kill is going to be found. That's Zidane getting taken down. I'm not quite sure where the Yana was playing, but either way, a brilliant pickup by the Aruni just to shut things down at the start of the round and give them a head start when they truly need it.
That was a questionable one at most. Ravage having some issues getting through zone breach. Needs to be a little bit bigger than that. Unfortunately, Maverick has not been hitting the gym, and oh no, there's the frost mat that was in a precarious position, and Dako will fall to it. I do believe he's moved out of the way and will not be
Oh,
taken out in this case. The Buck, though, punishing the Frost, getting over aggressive because of the frost mat, and it actually costs them their lives. Mythics will fall, and that's one frag back the other way. Team Wanted now into the 4 versus 4. There is Synex in that Arsenal position. There is the Jaeger playing the flank. If they don't clear this, the round's over. Easy as that, done and dusted, and I don't think they're going to drone it.
it's quite likely that they just completely forget about it now. Having that trophy control already just makes you feel so confident. They have that pit cleared out as well. The hole that got opened up by the defense to offer that crossfire onto the master bedroom window, not quite working out brilliantly for them now, as well. You can no longer play in that position once you lose hold of that trophy. However, there's a minute left in the round. They found a kill. They're playing in a 4 versus 4. Dako on a little bit of low HP can boost himself up a little bit. He's got one more remaining in pocket, it looks like, but whether that seat chooses to get used, a lovely swing, very tight on the breach by the mute on the door, sorry, not the breach. That will help a lot there, and well, that's going to give them a little bit more space to play. Make that a double kill for Lazmu, as now he's just going to fall back deeper into sight, hiding away behind these walls, preventing himself getting caught out by the attackers who are looking for these refrags. And now the flank comes through, the Jaeger behind, quickly traded back by the Buck, but so little HP for the remaining Canadian operator. If they fall, I was about to say into the frost mat, but no, smoke caught them on the way down, prevented the frost mat kill, the pog mat. But you know what? You got to love it. Just making sure they get that round, and a brilliant change up for them. I have to say, that movement into trophy, what you were asking for at times, to like, they did it, and it played out quite well for them.
Team Wanted dropped 2 in a row. They actually dropped the top floor. Now it's to kitchen and dining. The last time I was here in the Talent League, I had this conversation with actually Toot, who's running our backline stuff. It's the preference between kitchen and dining or kitchen and meeting. And a lot of times I see European teams, T3, T2, and sometimes even up to the EUL, run kitchen dining because they prefer to try and lock down showers. They like those rotations through, and they also want to just try and lock down the small tower. But I don't like it. Personal opinion, it may be the weak NA brain that I have, but meeting seems a little bit more easy for me. You just lock down the long hallway from kitchen, you lock down dining from kitchen, and you lock down the big tower. As long as it's not breachable, you're good to go. Attic, a little bit of a precarious position to try and lock down. Sometimes you don't have the manpower for that, so that I understand. But it's really up to preference, and a lot of times when teams go kitchen dining like they are now, they don't end up covering the top floor as much as they should. There's that shower control I was talking about. There's a lot of utility already thrown in there, ADSs galore. But yet again, we're seeing a similar setup. Mythics looking to exploit the woes of Team Wanted in the droning department that we saw in the previous round, and we will have the cap can come through. So, precarious positions for those E1Ds. They will do about 50 damage every time they knock you, and that's not going to be the easiest thing to take if you are an attacker, especially if you don't look at it.
No, I actually going to agree with you on this one. I think kitchen dining is the weakest site, and a big reason for that is just how powerful Habana is in opening up that shower. They're running no impacts on the side of the defense. However, that is an impactful opening, as Ravage, the Maverick, going to be taken off the table. Not the most important operator for this take, as they still have access to that Habana for all their hard breaching needs. Still, it's not going to help you as you lose one of those members, a strong gun and 2 frag grenades as well. They're trying to clear open this shower. They're trying to buck up above, just trying to cause some uncomfort here. Some uncomfort, some discomfort here for the cat can playing inside. But for the time being, nothing's really changing that. You know, 50 seconds in, and they're still sitting comfortable, waiting for this opening. He's actually got a low line there onto that soft wall. It's been opened up now. But still, he's got some options. As I say that, though, he's going to get gunned down very quickly. Dako back on that spear. And this is the problem with the site that I think, and you highlighted it very well, how close the attack is to having full access for a plant, despite having done very little in the round.
And can we take a look over at showers? I don't think anybody's in there anymore. Showers is completely open. They've vacated the premises. And
Oh,
yeah,
man.
there you go. In goes Zayden. This push already coming through. There are peek holes on the right side. You can see the punch holes close right, but I don't think it's going to matter. Zayden looks to get aggressive around this side. Jaeger in that doorway. Another over towards that kitchen side. And Cinex can get cleared here. The quick swing. There's one, but the swing from the side. There's the trade. Daco with one back the other way. The second shots do not hit, and the spear will not get a third frag on the round, at least not just yet. But Team WanteD already starting to put this plant down. In goes that smoke grenade, and actually there was a Finka boost, but that hurt even more than it usually would. Spray comes through, Asphalt dropped, it's the 2 versus 2, and with a Toxic Babes for assist, with Baby Shark on the side locking down the security angle. This is such a challenging position for this attack to push. Look, Daco has to push it. Swaz is low. Do they clear the close angle? No, he doesn't. He will fall. Zayden's in a 1 versus 2. Baby Shark on the far side. Swaz still locking down this kitchen position. Zayden has no way through. He has to push it. He will get the first kill, but he still has to take the second. He still has to take out Baby Shark, who has vacated the premises just the same. He doesn't want to take the fight, and you can't blame him for it.
Yeah, now he has to look for a way to put this plant down. He's got plenty of options for cover. He's going to back up towards this doorway. Still looking for this smoke. Spent a lot of time investing in it. But now the plant will start to go down. Baby Shark, can he do it? Can he pull this one off in the clutch? He gets off the defuse. Zayden's going to start pushing. He just starts to run away. This is the correct way to play it. You're doing a great job, Baby Shark, in your position. Oh, and now the time's too low to commit to a plant. He's going to have to go for it. He's going to start sticking it, running up that staircase now. He's so close to security. Just got to check your side as you go through. And there we go. Baby Shark gonna see the round through. The smoke clutching it up for the team. And honestly, I feel like if he just stuck that plant when he maybe picked a little bit of cover sooner, you might have been able to get away with getting that diffuser down before Smoke was really aware of what's going on. But full credit to Baby Shark. He played so well, especially when they were down in numbers initially. You know, you lost down to that 4 versus 3. Just the backbone of that defense holding so tight.
Trades initiated by Loud Esports, and that's exactly what you need to see, especially if you're on the defensive side. 3 rounds of our 5 played have gone their way, and they're looking for a 6th. This upcoming site is the only site they will have an opportunity to go to twice and win twice, as, well, they lost the top floor 2 of 3 times. They, of course, won kitchen dining, but laundry supply, they won convincingly their first time around. That, of course, was round number 3. Now, as the sides have reset, as the sites have reset, they are able to go back to the bottom floor. I gotta say, Loud Esports looking much better in our final 4 rounds. Obviously, they won compared to our first 2, where they didn't do so well, because of the fact that they're getting opening frags, they're initiating trades rather than being forced into them, and most importantly, they're just winning their gunfights.
Yeah, I think Loud have definitely stepped up after the first 2 rounds. It was a little bit shaky. Maybe it was just a warm-up. You know, they just needed to build up their start of the game, get into this flow of things, and losing 2 rounds on the fence
10 seconds
isn't
left
in the
before
world. If they can win this one through, see it through to a 4-2 half, you'll be very satisfied with that, especially knowing that it could have been more, but maybe that will be a source of frustration later if it doesn't quite go their way. However, you've got to look at this again. They won this site last time around. They won it comfortably. The main thing you want to keep your eye on here is Mythox and Cinex. Those 2 of them starting over towards Big Tower, roaming through that kitchen site, cause so many problems. And they're starting earlier by the shower. The problem is they're going to be engaging straight into the attack. Find the first kill, look in the door. Can't quite land the shots on the second. Bring the Yana so close to death though. And well, you've lost Daco. You lost a strong gunner. You've lost the healing. You lost the... Oh no, you lost the frag grenades. And as I say that, you lose another set. Cinex running around. The drone just wasn't quite there. They weren't quite together with it on their clear. And they've been punished so heavily for it. 2 of their top fraggers down and out for the count. You look at the 3 remaining to try and pull something out the bag here because, well, they're still upstairs clearing out the air quoting here, roam game. The roamers have killed your entry. They're downstairs. They're not here. You're going to have to start making a move. And, well, with a minute into the round gone, you've got to start trying to find an opening here. 4 remaining defenders, 3 of them sitting pretty downstairs. Cinex been droned out though, and well, now this is where they can try and catch him out.
I think he can just hang out here. There's no reason for him to overly run it. He can wait for that spray and then just run down. Out he should go. He decides to wait. No, he's going to the top floor. Oh no. Oh wait, they have a drone. I saw a yellow ping. I saw a yellow ping. He's dead. There's no way he survives here. There's a shotgun shot. There's the spray. Zinx is low, but he stays alive for the time being. Needs to get this peak. Needs to win a fight. Will do neither of them. Down to the 3 versus 3. Good roam clear, albeit delayed, but a roam clear nonetheless from the Team WanteD attack. It took a little bit too long, though, and it unfortunately cost them 2 of their main fraggers, ironically, who both wield frag grenades. Little weak on the attacking side.
Yeah, and it's, it's not a brilliant way, but I think he just got a little bit greedy there when he kept on pushing up. However, still, the 3 versus 3, the health advantage for the defense, and the time advantage as well. 50 seconds now as this hatch and freeze is finally starting to get opened on up, as they're trying to burn out this position behind lockers. But well, nothing to really worry about for the time being. These ADSs, these magnets are keeping him safe, and the smoke just giving that cover, stalling out even more time. They have to rotate to laundry stairs, and this is not an easy approach. Whenever you go for a laundry cake, you always want to give yourself more than one option time to light. I mean, they're now running bunker with 27 seconds left with the setup here. I mean, I'm a little bit confused as to what they're trying to achieve here. They've got to be very careful, though, because it's all going to be down to Baby Shark on this corner as he finds the first, looking for the second. The Buck, so low on HP, stuck in a Banshee, has to make a move, and well, the timer is just getting lower and lower. Not looking good.
5 seconds.
Lovely shot through the wall, though, as he pushes deep into sight. Is this going to be the turnaround? No, the defuser's been dropped by the Vault player.
Operators, you are out of
I
time.
mean, Loud, they take home the roam. It was somewhat comfortable for them as well until that last little scrap, but I'm a little bit confused there. Team WanteD looked, well, kind of lost.
You know, I'm questioning what Team WanteD want. It's the Notebook all over again. What do you want? What do you want? And they just did not choose. They wanted to go white stairs. They couldn't go freezer. They wanted to go main stairs. They couldn't go there because time. They wanted to go bunker, and they shouldn't have gone there because of time. They did anyway, and it cost them a life and the round. Unfortunately for Team WanteD, they fall. It was the 1 versus 1 to close things out, and as time expired, but Loud Esports had control of that round through and through. We are seeing Cinex switch from the Ashe to the Ayana, so that switch should be noted, at least by us. Of course, Team WanteD can't see that, at least until Ayana is seen
Defenders,
around, but I do like the Cade.
by
I'm really liking the Cade on this defensive side. They will head down to the bottom floor first, and the Cade's going to make it so difficult to really take out a lot of this hard breach utility, or to take out a lot of these reinforcements, because your hard breach utility is shocked in place. The hatch, most notably, I'm looking for a very, very good Electro Claw setup on the hatch. If I don't see one, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, I think that is an important thing to use. I mean, like you say, kind of surprised it wasn't brought by Team Loud. The Maverick obviously is able to open it up, and that's going to be kind of the job of Swaz here, just to make sure that gets sorted out. But I'm interested to see how this roam is kind of reciprocated by Team WanteD here, because we saw how much damage it did to them both times they came to the basement. This bunker setup, again, very consistent with what you'd expect. You've got the Banshees on the doorway, you've got all the setup in the corner. What damage can they do before that becomes relevant, though, if any? Because, well, Team WanteD chose not to ever really engage with bunker until it was a last-minute option. Team Loud looked like this. Loud looked like they're starting the same way, approaching from this main entrance and towards showers and clearing through this first floor. Only time will tell, though, as the first kill will go over. That is Swaz picking up the aroma of Raiden, and, well, the Maluti down. They're not going to see any sort of backlash like we saw before, and instead they're going to start to fall back to site. They don't want to lose too many members on, and if that's the case, that's a brilliant way to open up this first attacking round.
It's time to turtle. And I think the only person not doing that is Ravage, who I believe I just saw run up to the top floor of the big tower, which is an interesting decision. Yeah, there he is. He's just chilling. I think he's creating some rotate holes over towards Attic. There you go. And that's the best case scenario here for Team WanteD. That's the extent of their roam, and albeit it's not that much. I don't like Team WanteD's chances. They already drop an opening pick. They're already turtling onto the site, minus Ravage, the Rooney roaming up top. But I do think there's a yellow ping up there. And yeah, Ravage is already dead. There's one kill and another for Swaz. Loud Esports are showing up when they need to. They've gotten 4 rounds in a row. They're looking poised for a 5th. The only person to even take damage on this side is Swaz, and he's still at 20 HP. He still has that Maverick Torch in hand, and look at that. He's going to be able to get this hatch himself.
Swaz also actually can't die this round because he's rocking Plasma Pink. And for those of you who don't know how Plasma Pink works, as Dako falls in the background to Baby Shark, Ubisoft took it out of alpha packs because it had a hidden quality that meant you couldn't die. So, it's kind of cheating, but, for style points, we'll allow it. A minute down, though, and, I mean, Team wanted 2 remaining defenders. You're looking at Asphalt on that smoke, Frickson on the Jaeger. The flashbang's coming through. He's hiding in a very cheeky position, though. I don't think the attacker going to expect this.
Oh, no.
Never mind the complete pre-first swing from Habana. Lazmu knew exactly what was happening, and the cover from the backstairs. Baby Shark waiting patiently to see the round through. And what a flawless flash! And I mean, honestly, that was a lovely swing from Habana. Completely caught me off guard. I was expecting to see maybe 1 kill, possibly 2 coming through for the Jaeger. A brilliant job by Loud on their attack. They look so comfortable here on Oregon.
No, I'm so bad at clearing my corners. I could have wall hacks and see him using the spectator client and still not clear the angle. That's how bad I am. But Loud do their due diligence, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and most importantly, throwing their drones in when required. That's another round going the way of the Loud side, and 5 in a row. We do see a Thorn pick. It is switched off to the Frost because Thorn's not allowed, unfortunately enough. But I think the Frost is required. You need some trap op. You cannot allow this side to just walk as they please. They are roaming around the map as if they own it, as if they're the defenders, and it's working relatively well for them. Kids Dorms and Dorms Main Hall is our second site in the half. This has to be a win here. I don't think Team wanted string together 4 straight rounds if they don't win here, because you're going to have 6 rounds against you in a row. You're going to have all the momentum going up against you. And the defending side of Oregon is not the easiest. This is such a well-drilled map. The attackers know most of the strats. There's your hit Frost mat yet again. I think we may see one thrown in towards that master closet. English is hard. The master closet. That's my best guess. Then here's the second towards the
walk-in.
The walk-in class. Thank you. Jeez, I don't like places. English is difficult.
English is difficult. English is a surprisingly difficult language. There was actually a thing recently. No, what was it? It was about Euro English, like some joke about. I want to say it was a joke. It sounded kind of funny, but it also sounded like something that could actually happen. Of the proposed plan to rewrite the English language, but make it understandable. Is basically the gist of it, which I think is a brilliant idea. It won't happen because the English are too stubborn to change anything. It's just a way of life. But when you think about how many ways there are of pronouncing the O-U-G-H sound, it is just too many.
I love there's a funny skit on that one. I'll have to send you the video later. But unfortunately, it's for another time. We're seeing Baby Shark trying to open things up, and there's finally an opener. Going the way of Team Loud yet again, and Dako's dead. I'm no mathematician, but I think this round's already over. This is not looking good. Already opening things up on the attic side. There is a flank coming through. Do they hear Frozen? That's the question. Just walking up, and you see Ravage. They see Ravage as well. Do they check Frozen, though? This flank is coming through. Swaz is still trying to clear out this mute who has dropped. They should have that audio cue, and they now should be watching behind them. That's the most important part. The question is, do they? Because there are 3 players on this side of the map, and they only have 1 player in the general vicinity of the site, who, by the way, did just get a kill down below, and he actually drops even further.
Yeah, he's going all the way through this building right now, dropping from floor to floor, but, I mean, it'd be interesting to see. They have that flank drone set up now, although it looks like they're bringing it off, so they have to be very careful. This Malusi still hiding away downstairs. Pit control, though, starting to come under the range of the attackers as well. Looks like Uruni trying to take up this position. A lovely shot just to hold on tight. A second shot brings that bug. Straight the sledge so low. Can't quite finish off their kill, though. Is in the background. We're seeing Mythox pick up a kill. Although, there we go. The flank does come through. Sledge falls and 2 remaining attackers. What a shot! These swings at such rapid speed. There's nothing you can do. The Thinker, though, going to pick up that kill. Now 1 versus 2. Health still on full. But you got to be so careful with this player right in the corner. You know he's in here. You got to know the reload taking so long to come through. You can't let Ravage pick up this one. What a shot.
1 versus 1. The Malusi on the far side, Frozen on 10 kills to prevent map point and prevent just 4 rounds in a row required for Team Wanted. Locking down a long angle, not getting aggressive, not
Bomb
holding
located
a
by
prime
attackers.
angle either. Mythic's looking to get this plant down. It's being held. There goes one impact. He swings. Does he get the kill? You better believe he does. Mythic's the 1 versus 3. Swing 1, swing 2, and swing number 3. They all go down. It's striking out for the defense of Team Wanted. And you hate to see it if you are a defending fan, but Loud Esports are showing up when they need to.
I did not expect him to be able to take that gunfight with an LMG as well. The ADS time on those weapons is so long. You saw there how long it took to hit fire before he was able to draw his sights onto the Malusi there in that situation. I mean, I am stunned. But Loud, even when they've been knocked down on their attacks, they're coming back and they're fighting so hard in these rounds. Match point, like you said, 6-2. That's 6 rounds in a row. Are they gonna make it 7? You're looking at a Kid Storm's attack. The last
Attackers
one
need to locate and
wasn't
defuse as many
massively
bombs as they
confident,
can.
but I don't have any doubt that they can pull it off again. They just seem to have this air of confidence around themselves in these rounds, and they're just pushing on hard and taking these gunfights. I do want to see them be a little bit cleaner in their execute on Attic, however. In the start at Tower, they had a position where Ravage was pinned in a corner, and he managed to get from stuck inside of Attic into walk-in closet and pick up some kills. That shouldn't be allowed to happen, just generally. If they had been a little bit more cautious, the round would have been so much smoother. You said at one point yourself, Pantalay, like,
5 seconds
there's
remaining.
no way they pull off this round. The round is over for the defense. The attacker in just too good a position.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a
Yeah,
bomb.
I thought it was over right there. You saw Ravage being locked down in that close angle. Unfortunately, he did get out, at least unfortunately for Loud Esports, but he got 1 kill, got 1 in meeting, dropped down again, rotated all the way back up the freezer and then the side stairs, back up into the site, got another kill onto the Cabana, and it's been so clean. That's what we've needed to see from this Loud Esports side. That round, a little bit shaky. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it was a round win. I'll give him that. But that's not a round win you're massively proud of. You're not saying, oh, yeah, we crushed him in that one. You're saying, nice job, guys. Way to clutch it out. That's what you're talking about. It was a great round. Don't get me wrong. A great round for Methics, but it was very close to being very, very bad for this attacking side.
Yeah. And now they're taking this tower again, looking to Maverick it open. No one holding the angle this time. Oh, he is holding it from the prone position. Not quite as ideal as holding from the stairs, in my experience, but you know, if you have a preference, you've got to go with what works for you. So they're just trying to make sure they can see down towards this pit. Just make sure no one damages his friend and Maverick there. You've got to keep them, got to keep your hard breachers safe, guys. You always got to look after them. And well, this play around the window gonna find the first pick as well. Finger picks up Raiden. Uruni falls and off the table. Ravage this time no longer standing inside of Attic though. He's hiding just below it. Maybe getting ready for some Nitrocell trickery, just hiding around. Still in the German pocket though, interestingly.
Lasmu looking to get anything he can. Methics is already down. That's the Finka dead, frozen. The one to get that frag around the small tower. You would think that Methics, after getting kills earlier in the small tower, would check the small tower himself. Frozen, however, will fall after getting that single frag. Rotating up the white stairs will end up being his demise. And what? The nade hits? What? How does that land? It was so delayed, yet landed nonetheless. It's down to a 1 versus 4. Team Wanted, on their own map pick, fall, falter, and lose 7 rounds in a row. The rotate was there, the frags were clean, and Loud Esports knock him out with such quick fashion.
I was also about to say, K, don't stand up. We've all seen this one before, and you know he got shot from the bottom of white stairs, recreating history in the moment. But like I say, 7 rounds in a row with Baby Shark taking the top fragger. Frozen obviously did have 11, but if you don't win, it doesn't count. Them's the rules. Sorry, it cuts that way sometimes. But I mean, a fantastic performance from Loud after I had to say I was not feeling like they were going to take control of this game after those first 2 rounds. They completely changed the script. They just bounced back and had just a newfound confidence around their performance and a very lovely game of Oregon.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a lovely game of Oregon for Loud Esports. Team Wanted need to go back to the drawing board, and now it comes to the point where they're going to have some difficulties. We are heading to Villa next. Loud Esports map pick, and I don't like Team Wanted's chance. They couldn't pick up a default map. They couldn't pick up their own map pick. Now they have to head on to one that's not so default, not by any means their own map pick, and it's going to be a challenge. But unfortunately, it's going to be after the break. Do not go anywhere. When we come back, it's map number 2 of semifinal number 2 here in the Major League for Talent League R6. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
organization. But the one thing about the site, if the attackers have the vertical control, they can make you pay. But that's typical to make Stizzy pay for just swapping over that. Oh my God, he does another kill. Typical, that's the fuser down. What the heck, Ayana? He's looking away. That's another kill for typical. There's no way. I can't believe this. Gecko's in the 1v2. Garden that's actually lethal. That could have been another for him, but it's a good shot for Johnny. And now with 1v3, he could be a 1v3 actually still down. He could grab this kill and put it on a sliver of HP. His health bar is flashing red for some reason. Because, oh, there you go. And that's a wall break.
Are you ready for this?
They take the forward, but it looks like they're in the driver's seat. They take 3 steps back, and I mean that's a step that you do not want to take. Frozen Hex is able to grab that kill from Frozen, backs up a little bit. That'll
15 seconds left to go now, and that's another nice kill from Tex. He's able to find his third, but not quite the fourth. Mastery is now the only one that stands in the way. He's just going to have to try and run away. Swings around the corner, and Kex wins it somehow. 1 versus 3. That is not a situation that should be happening at all.
What? Matrix game caught from Skylight. And it's going to be looking like Makeaboy's going to sit on these repel angles and near. Oh, Matrix! What a shot! Maybe 2. Oh, Matrix! What the hell? Matrix, are you insane?
And that's definitely not hard. And that's actually the Mika down. So no more temporary crafting. Wow,
Oh
you gotta
my
be kidding.
God,
Maybe
no
Shark.
way.
They have the Ace, they have the Ayana, they have the Sledge. Sledge still has the Dragon.
Oh
Never
my-
mind. Man,
Baby Shark again, just really getting up in the faces. There's the quad. Nice little tap fire there. DJ Kiosk now on the ace. And there's Baby Shark with the ace. Flawless round from Loud as just Eagle Empire folded.
Welcome back. It's map number 2. It is Villa on the cards here for the Talent League Rainbow Six semifinal number 2. It is Loud Esports up against Team Wanted, and Team Wanted fell in map number 1. It was their own map pick. I gotta be honest with you here, Golu. It did not look good, but my name's Time to Light. That right there, that's Golu Molu. And as we headed to Villa, I want to get predictions again, just kicking things off because map 1, needless to say, was not good for Team Wanted.
I mean, so in the quarterfinal, sorry, that Loud played against Wii Sports, they won Villa 8-7, which isn't close. And before we jumped into our last map, I was thinking, that's a pretty close call for a map. Wanted on paper, a bit stronger than Wii Sports. They'll probably lose it. After seeing that Oregon game, I have full faith in Loud. They seem to have the confidence and just the energy going into this series now that I think they should be able to take home Villa and see the series through in a 2-0 fashion. I think when it's their pick, they're moving on to it. They should be comfortable. They should know what they want to do. I have faith in them. I think this could be a 2-0 for Loud.
2-0 for Loud. I gotta agree with you. I don't see a way in which Team Wanted lose their own map pick 7-2 and then come back on their opponent's map pick and win it at all. I think the best case scenario here for Team Wanted is win 3, maybe 4 of your attacking rounds, but first you have to show up in your defense. And we know Lost Esports picked this for a reason. Nobody picks into a map expecting to start on the attacking side and not expecting to do well. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, Team Wanted in that case did just that. But
Hey,
I feel like Loud Esports are going to come prepared. They already had a little bit of practice up against Wii Sports, so as much as that organization's not managed by Nintendo, I really miss that game.
oh,
Wii
Wii
Sports.
Sports. What a classic. I was thinking, I was really, you had me, my head spinning. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, wait, they managed to pick up a Nintendo sponsorship? We all know, though, that ultimately Wii Sports was eclipsed by Wii Sport Resort, okay? The better game in every single way, apart from the fact they kicked tennis out. They kicked out tennis from Wii Sport Resort. Like, I was so mad about that, actually. That was infuriating. But before I go into a massive tangent about my illustrious Wii Sport career, we are ready for Villa, and we'll be jumping in now, and well, finding out how this map 2 is going to play out between Wanted and Loud. And well, you heard it from us. We think Loud probably on the upper foot here. Their map pick. They have the momentum in the series. They won that last game 7-2. However, we'll have to see how the ban phase pans out first. Team Wanted on the first ban. What are you expecting to see from these bans here? I mean, is it going to go standard? What do you think?
I'd be very surprised to see a Thatcher. Oh wow, what a surprise. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. This is such a surprise. For all of you people who did not pick up on the monotonous
That's
tone there,
sarcasm. He was being sarcastic.
I was being sarcastic. Yeah, Thatcher. On today's episode of Surprising Absolutely Nobody, starring a Thatcher ban, Thatcher was banned. Second ban, Jackal. I wouldn't say that surprises me, but I would have liked to see maybe a Flores or something else. Maybe even Habana at that.
Yeah.
Maverick possibility. It depends on how the teams want to play. I don't blame Loud Esports on that one. They don't want to allow Team Wanted to get that roam clear, and we saw exactly why. Oregon was so beneficial for Loud Esports on that roam.
Yeah.
Second ban, Valkyrie. That one, again, not surprising. They apparently don't like Americans here, but that's okay. I didn't want to see Valkyrie play anyway.
Yeah, no one wants to see Valkyrie played it. Especially, like, it's just so frustrating to have to split out those black eyes. I think a team that I will actually give credit to is Eminem. They've obviously qualified for SI, but I think they're one of the only teams recently that's really been able to make an IQ pick work, because she's just such an uncomfortable operator to fit into your lineup. She has no real secondary utility. Her gadget only spots out gadgets. It doesn't really impact them. So, it is an almost mandated counter to Valkyrie a lot of the times. You can try and work around it otherwise, but it is so gosh darn difficult to do. But we'll have to see how this pans out. Obviously, she's off the table, and the mirror once again gone. That's just because, I think, specifically that Aviator game site, you can create some nasty crossfires with those mirror windows. And the same is just true across Siege and across Villa as a whole. It's just a very annoying operator to deal with. Speaking of annoying operators, though, the cap can has been swapped in here for Asphalt, and I mean, cap can is just one of those ones where you gotta be paying attention. Your drone work has to be on key, or you will be losing chunks of your health for no reason.
What the heck are we seeing here? Kitchen dining is our first site of Villa. I don't think I've ever said that before. I can easily say I've never said that before. Asphalt will start to put down those EEDs and making the lives of Loud Esports just that much more difficult. We will see an ace on the board. That's unsurprising. The Nomad for the roam denial and the flank watch at the same time. That's a beneficial operator, one that we don't see all the time at this level of play on EU or NA. I know you and I cast both and we don't see it a lot, unfortunately. But the Nomad with the air jabs is a nice little breath of fresh air. It's looking like a little bit of a vertical extension for Team WanteD on this defensive side. And if they play this correctly, it's so beneficial because Loud Esports, I don't think, are predicting a kitchen dining site first. And you can't blame them for it. So I don't know if this operator lineup is really the best they could bring.
Yeah, I think this is is an interesting way to try and catch your opponent off guard early on, and with the way they have this presence upstairs, just to try and slow things down a little bit, pair that in with the cat cans just to cause some disruption. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. However, I do want to note that Zidane still has 2 mute jammers in pocket, which just means that they haven't quite got all their utility down just yet, and whether they end up getting used effectively, as I say that, the first pick to go down is that mute. You've lost 2 jammers, as well as that nitro cell. However, the refrag comes through. Ravage doesn't want to give things up too early, and then he falls himself to the refire. I believe that was the ace picking up that kill, getting involved in the gunfights here. The hard breacher doesn't want to be left out to dry. Wants to get involved, wants to pick up some kills and feel involved around. He's going to get caught out by a Mozzie Pest there, though. But has to shoot his own drone. A little bit unfortunate, as they'd actually spotted that drone out already. But here we see Dako playing so tight on this staircase, trying to see if they can pick up a kill. They've got to be very careful in these situations, though, because you're already a man down. You don't want to lose another, especially on a site which isn't a primary. And it's not a primary because of how many access points there are to it.
Dako, oh, this is smart. Already pushing up, trying to catch the buck off guard. Does he? You better believe he does. Cinex will fall. The Canadian op is down and out. Early-ish on in the round. Still a minute 30 seconds. Still about half the round left to play. But that's not the opening you want. His secondary opening, I suppose. That's a Gone 6 that goes awry and not what you want to see if you are the Ion above. Capcan trying to get aggressive elsewhere, and this is looking to be a little bit more of a defensive round. You can see Dako trying to set up this nitro cell, trying to get anything he can with the boom boom explosives he's got in his pocket. Unfortunately, he hasn't found anything with it just yet. Of course, we did see that flank earlier on, but it's still the 3 versus 3, and now as we reach the final minute, it's crunch time really for both teams.
Oh, he's looking for a tight swing. I think the ping comes through. Maybe he hears the footsteps. The ace. Just Lazmu waiting for this swing. Finds the shot around the corner. Takes no damage in exchange, actually. Just finds a pretty clean kill there. Now they have this option. The Cade Claw is still on this wall. They can't get the wall open onto Tetris, and that is going to cause them some problems. Still forced to use this doorway, potentially the window and bite. I think the rotation's coming through. The long angle, though, being held by Frozen. He finds one. Still 2 more attackers. The Cuba is dropped, though. They have a little bit more information on what might be coming. Baby Shark in the doorway, still waiting to see what can get done. The 2 ARX-wielding operators remaining on the table here. As well, Asphalt holding down Memorial, forcing the rotate out. Shot coming in from Baby Shark. He's managed to pick up that diffuser again. But here we go. The cave plan comes through. The stun grenade perfectly landing at the feet. They're able to see that gunfight through, though. The refrag didn't happen. Injure, though. The 1 versus 1. Trying to partner that down on Tetris now, but the timer hits that 0. He should see the head. Misses the first shot, but you know what? He cleans it up with the second. We'll be able to forgive him for that one, but, I mean... Oh, that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah,
Oh, no.
that's a feels bad that happen. It happens to the best of us. He was just giving him some time to let him know that he's going to die. But, I mean, a very nice play there from Team WanteD. The stun grenade nearly catching that Cade out. The injure came through, but Asphalt on that double peak, able to keep his team in the game. I mean, a really well played round out from Loud, despite the fact that they were put in a little bit of an uncomfortable position early on there.
I gotta say, I'm not a fan of what we just saw from Loud. You didn't have the greatest operator selection, I'll give you that. It wasn't the most beneficial you could have brought, but you also didn't use it to the fullest extent possible. I don't think I saw a single air jab put down. I'm gonna rewatch it, but if it was put in unsuspecting positions where nobody walks through.
Attackers need to
Maybe like the
locate and
laundry
defuse
door,
bombs.
because Baby Shark didn't put one at the top of Astro Stairs. We didn't see one at the top of Red. We didn't see the flank watch operator and the flank Nile operator do either of those two things. And
Yeah.
this just had not happened on this attacking side. Because Baby Shark basically brought the Nomad for the ARX, and cool, congratulations, you can use the ARX as much as you want. Maybe the flashbangs as well, congratulations, you can use those as well. But if you're going to bring the only operator on your team that has flank watch capabilities, then use it. And to the fullest extent possible, because if you don't, your team's going to expect you to have something down, and if they don't, then that's obviously on them. And Baby Shark just doesn't put anything down. So my critique there is really Loud without the flank watch. I don't care really who does it. If you want Baby Shark to bring the Nomad and not use the air jabs, at least do that and have somebody else do it. Unfortunately, they didn't. Died early on, and that is really what spiraled around out of control.
Yeah, I mean, it's... You got to feel, because, I mean, the reason the Buck ended up dying was just the push from Daco up the astronomy stairs. That can be sort of worked around, like you say. But we're going to see Zun playing quite aggressively on this one mine. Not an operator that you'd usually want to be taking the first step towards the attack, because those magnets charge over time, and, well, Ravage going to be the first member to fall. The droning coming in around this Finker to try and give them that entry point. And this is full control of astronomy, and, well, that will slowly cascade in towards this landing site as we're starting to see things fall through. The trade downstairs, though, between Daco and Mythox, that's definitely going to help just a little bit. But as you do take that Finker off the board, that regeneration of the health, which is so strong for attackers to have access to, especially on more attrition-focused sites, where you're going to be taking lots of individual gunfights. But it leaves only 3 defenders in this situation now, Time. I mean, it does make you wonder if they're going to cover all the space they need to.
Well, hey, last time we saw a 4 versus 3 with just over half the round left, Team WanteD won it, so maybe they're just getting themselves into a difficult position on their own. I don't know why Zidane still has 3 magnets in his hand along with 2 proximity alarms, and, well, I mean, I don't think it really matters. He's still getting some frags, Zidane down below, with 1 looking for some more, rotating up those main stairs, and with control of it, he should be able to pull it off. There is full aviator vacancy, though, and I don't like this. Nobody locking down that side of this site. There goes one of those ash breaches. I don't know if it hit. It should have. No, it didn't. It didn't get that electro claw, which is still just sitting on that wall. That is a pest to deal with, even with Mozzie off the board.
Yeah, and, well, now this positioning from the defense is so well spread out. You have Smoke waiting on that doorway. More importantly, Cade still playing in Vault, able to pick up yet another kill. And now the 2 remaining attackers have a little bit of work out for them. Ace just being completely choked out of sight here. Has to try and find a way to move into this plant. But for the time being, Baby Shark also not in a position to support him. He's on that study window, just looking for something, looking for an opening. Smoke hiding in study with him, I think. Oh, he's been able to get in. I'm not quite sure where that Smoke's rotated off to then instead. Just maybe back into sight. Nah, it's back into sight, just waiting for this Ace to push in. The double doorways now in control of the attack, but the time ticking away, and they're just waiting patiently. The Smoke in this position has so much power, so much influence of this plant. The sun's coming through, able to be caught out though. The 1 versus 2 now, as you go into the plant behind the door. It's not good. Why did he fall? Did it get
C4!
stopped?
No, he didn't throw it! He threw it too early!
Got down!
Lock it down! Shoot him! Somebody, no, he loses it! Oh my goodness, no! Oh, they threw it.
How? I don't know how.
The C4 was late. He got off the plant anyway. He would have gotten it down, and the C4 missed. Loud Esports threw that round. I'm sorry. You had the 4 versus 3. You had all the ground you could work with. Didn't clear out your angles. Didn't have that flank watch I was talking about prior. And wow. I'm shocked. That was a 2 versus 1. They should have won every day of the week. Even with the C4, you can just stick that plant. You knew the Cade was late with it. You saw the rip way too late. There was still half a second left on that defuse, but he literally didn't have time to pull out the phone and press the button before
Attackers need to locate
plant
and
went
defuse
down.
bombs.
I mean,
Go! Wow.
First of all, coming off the diffuser, like you say, when the nitrocell gets ripped so late, there is no need. You might die afterwards, but you're getting that diffuser down, you're putting your teammate in a 1 versus 1. You should always feel confident in your team, especially Baby Shark. We saw him last map on Oregon. He is very comfortable in these 1 versus 1s. He knows how to play well around time. I think it would have been a fine situation for them. But more importantly, you even shot the nitrocell out of the sky. But then you lose the 2 versus there's so many things there. I don't even want to start to think. It was such a well-played execute there from Frozen, just keeping his team in that round, carrying him on his back for a bit. But I digress. We're going to jump sides here. Instead, now playing on the other side of floor. Trophy and statuary. Jumping them all into one word there. Going to be the site to go to, and well, they have 3 players downstairs, and we've seen what WanteD can do in their 1 versus 1s. They're good in their gunfights. As I say that though, Cynic's able to shut down Zayden. The Jaeger off the board early on, no longer going to be a factor in the round. Yes, the ADSs are still active, but you're losing a strong gun early on, and well, Frozen overcommits to a gunfight he really should not be taking. Going to fall to the Yana. No damage has been dealt back to the attackers time in this game. Nothing has happened to them. They just picked up 2 freebies.
3. No, never mind. It's a what? How are you letting Ravage get 2 kills there? He just rotates down and below and gets 2 frags. Oh my gosh. Just misdroned. They droned perfectly. I was about to commend them on it. I saw the Ayana drone themselves in, get the frag, and then continue to move about. And then they just don't work off of it. I don't know why you put that air jab there, at least that early on in the round. Dako looking to lock down the long angle with the 9mm. You can see Ravage with the C4 out. This is such a challenging position for the defenders. A combined 80 HP give or take between them. That's not what you want to work with up against 330 on the opposing side. Dako has just moved away, and you can't blame him for it. Running for the hills, he cannot take some of these fights because he's low-ish, and the other players have just weapons with higher fire rates. He's not going to catch them off guard unless he's prone in a corner. And we've seen some of these corners go unchecked thus far. And I think it may just happen again. Oh no, he's sitting under that window. What? He's sitting right next to where that push is coming through. This is not good for the attackers. I don't think they're going to clear this.
I don't think so either. You got to be praying here for Dako though. He's looking for that pick, able to find it. Ooh, shut down very quickly though. Still a 2 versus 1. The Nitro... Okay, never mind. I was about to say, if that Nitro cell... I saw the round end, I was like, no way he hits the double there somehow, but no. Caught out instead. The attack on the board now. Loud. Finding their footing. And look, this is what we saw last time. Team WanteD pick up 2 rounds, then Loud, they start to find their way and they creep in with some close rounds, and then it starts to slip away. They can't let that happen again. Team WanteD, they have the defense this time. They can keep playing this how they want. They are going to run that Frost once again, though. And it's interesting, because the more you bring a Frost, the more your opponents become accustomed to its presence. They get ready for it. They're looking out for those pog mats. They're not going to get caught out as easily. But you still have good amount of utility. You know, you have the shield that you can bring. You have the shotgun as well as a primary weapon. So it's still a very flexible operator to see. I wonder if they're going to be using it the same way, though, putting these windows, the frost mats under the core windows. Whether they have something more, a little bit more sneaky in mind, I'm not sure.
I'd say your best case scenario here for the Frost is put them in positions where players usually walk but don't usually enter into. I don't know how to explain it, so like instead of putting it under the astronomy window, you put it behind the Astro desk. Or instead of putting it under the trophy or the connector window, you put it inside of that statuary or inside a trophy, like right there in that close corner where players usually walk into, and then clear out the corner. You can put it in so many precarious positions where the defenders aren't going to be locking down, but also the attackers aren't going to be fully clearing because of that. Now, as I said that, he did put one in the master closet, so I suppose I'm just completely wrong, but so be it.
Classic though, you know, just for kicks and giggles, you always got to do that one. The bathroom window again, you know, it's standard. They're gonna be ready for it, and I think the problem with the bathroom window, the reason I'm not a fan of that one is just because it's generally a pretty safe vault. There's no one playing inside a bathroom. The next angle you're going to be looking at is back behind Astro desk sort of thing. So it'll probably get dismantled, like you're saying, somewhat quickly, but this clear is starting for the attack downstairs. Cinex just looking for anything he can find. He found the Jaeger last time around. Looks like Dako not going to be... Never mind, Dako will be caught out. Forget what I was saying. The refrag, though, is good. Cinex down for the count. Keeping the numbers a little bit closer, but already good approach from the attacking side. 50 seconds in, and they're starting to make their way towards this landing, which will give them good access towards both of these site options. Well, I then want to just see them rotate towards that master site, just to try and cut off any form of rotation. We saw how powerful that can be on Oregon. I want them to do the same thing again.
Baby Shark 1 and 3,
Attackers
uncharacteristically a
located a
little
bomb.
weak in this one. We are seeing a decent run clear thus far from the attacking side. Loud Esports finally doing their due diligence. Hopefully they clear out. Is there somebody in kitchen? I think I just saw somebody in kitchen. I don't think. Yeah, there's Ravage. He's just waiting. I don't know if they're going to clear this, and this may be their demise. I don't think there's going to be an air jab put down behind him because the air jab placements, I've said it before, have not been great. There's the clearance. Here comes the drone around the side. Does Swaz clear him out? I do think he, yes, there we go. Finally, proper drone work. And I don't think Ravage is aware that they've droned him out. Oh no, he will die here. There's no way he survives Swaz's push. Swaz should clear things out as he continues to push, and you will see him. There's the kill. There's the frag. Proper drone work yet again from Swaz. I love to see it.
Yeah, he did a really good job there, just hunting him down by himself as well, droning himself through and keeping his team supported. But Asphalt able to pick up a kill onto the Thinker. That's the landing presence gone. You're losing out a little bit here. Everyone else is covered downstairs or on this master bedroom balcony. Don't get caught out by the frost mats here. That's the next big thing. If you get caught out by a frost mat, you're trolling, you're throwing for your team. But the timer continuing to tick down. And the attack haven't really found themselves a solid entry point in towards the site here yet. Still waiting to see what they can find.
he's
Baby
dead.
Shark. Okay, he's safe.
Okay.
But now just stacked up on this doorway, haven't got breach open. Cage claws undealt with. It's not looking brilliant. However, as I say that, Swaz picks up that frag, the double swing. This is their opening though. 15 seconds on the clock. Two defenders remaining as they're trying to push their way in. They lose the first gunfight. The doorway is being watched. The plant is going down, hidden on the statue. 1 versus 2. He's got to make it stick. He's got to hold on tight and then win the post plant 1 versus 2. Lasmu, can he do it? He's waiting. He knows the swings that come through this astronomy door some point sooner or later. And he's waiting for the players to push him. And Maluti is the first to fall. The cave gets hit as well. A lovely turn with the AK in hand. I'm Loud winning another clutch. They are the clutch
That was
team.
so well played. The ace keeps putting down the diffuser this time compared to the last time we saw it. Learning from mistakes. That's the name of the game. Adaptation. As Loud Esports tie us right back up. I'm getting some deja vu here. I'm not gonna lie to you. We saw 2 rounds from Team WanteD in map number 1, and then Loud Esports brought 7 in a row back the other way. Do you think it's going to happen again? Because after that round, I think it very well may.
I don't. See, look, there's part of me wants to believe in the dream. You know, you got to get behind these cool stories. That you want to repeat the 2-0 to 7 in a row, but it shouldn't happen. Okay, this is not an Oregon starting attack. Then again, they played so well on both sides, Loud and Oregon. But I think you've got to give a little bit of something to WanteD here. They're returning back to a more comfortable site. They won this one out last time. Yes, it was in a very situation. It's the only way I can really describe it. It wasn't comfortable. It relied on winning a 1 versus 2. But you know what? You've got to take some rounds that you can. And I feel like WanteD, for the most part, looked fairly well set around this site. They had a good positioning of their players right until everything started going crazy. If they could just have... I'm not quite sure how to describe it. It's not nerves, I don't think. But just composure in the dying seconds of the round, then I think they'll be able to hold on tight. Because, like I say, that smoke hidden in the corner just moved a little bit too far out, got caught out. There are a couple small things that could have gone differently. I think for the most part, Team WanteD, they have good structure. They just need to hold on tight.
The structure,
Like you said, yeah.
Yeah, the structure, like you said, isn't that bad. It's just what they do with it. I feel like that's the issue. Frozen peeking here, already taking 50 damage, actually 75 as he starts things off with 125 health, so not the
Yeah.
opening you're looking for if you are the Cade. I'm really looking, like I said, at how they decide to try and turtle. I don't like the fact that they're overextending. Like right here, you already have to see the smoke back away. This asphalt has to back up. There's no way you can take these fight and justify it unless, wait, maybe with the Mossberg, but even then, the shots really have not been hitting.
Pretty hope he goes for this fight. Like, we've got to try and hold on to Asher somehow. The Aruna getting blasted back by the air jab. Not at all punished for it as well. I'm not quite sure how with one player on the balcony, one player on the window, you don't catch them out there. As I say that, Daco will fall immediately, so I guess timing works like that sometimes. But this is an interesting start for the attack, focusing very much on this study pressure. As I say that though, it's going to be Mythox just finding that kill on the backside of things, trying to make his way through Astronomy as well. That's another player off the board, Ravage. The Jaeger gone. 3 versus 5 again here. The defense just starting to get beaten up a little bit.
Ooh, throw that nade just a couple seconds sooner and you get the kill, but I don't even think he needed it. It's down to the 2 versus 5. Both players taking some HP damage, and this nade may hit. I don't know if it's going to be thrown. No, it's not. It will not land. And somehow, Ziden and Frozen now bringing another one back. Frozen gets one below. It's down to the 2 versus 2 in seemingly a blink of an eye. Look away and you miss it. Lustmoon not holding down this long angle as effectively as he could. There's the information. Look back the other way. You saw him shoot it. No way he peeks into that. Oh my. I'm losing my mind.
This plant is so dead. He's not swinging! Ziden, swing! Thank you! But okay, he dies in the backside of things. Like, that is not how the— No way you choke this round, man! Oh my days! Please, like, what is going— How?
For all of you who are thinking, why the heck are the casters flaming every single thing that happens? It's because we're confused. We don't understand how some of these things are happening. You can hear the plant going down from that vault position. Yet you don't swing. You swing one player and then try and swing the next, even after dropping the user. And yeah, that's currently the situation. Golu,
Lean and collect a freebie.
Golu has lost his mind. I think I have as well. Thank you all for coming. No, I'm kidding. But Loud Esports, I don't think they should have put that one together. The previous clutch was good. That one, that was a little lucky that the shots were missed. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Mozzie probably could have hit that, and so could the Cade from the side. The Cade not swinging around earlier on may have cost them just a little bit. And playing conservatively, not the most beneficial thing that we've seen from Team WanteD. And they need to win this round. If this is not a 3-3 split on the defensive side, Golu, I think this game's over. If you let Loud go 4-2 on their own map pick, on a map they most likely have a good setup on, then it's next to clean and done. I'm stealing that Electro Claw, by the way. That's 100% being used in my ranked games. Thank you very much, Frozen, for giving you that.
Juicy one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
5 seconds to insertion.
I'm still trying to like figure out how they lost that last round. Maybe Team WanteD have been like paid off, or maybe they just believe in the dream too.
I buy power?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Did somebody say I buy power?
Oh dear, that was not quite to that extent, I'd hope. But either way, I mean it's a thonker for sure. We'll have to see though, because this is the last chance for them to pick up a round on their defensive half, like you said, and they're back down the kitchen. They won it out last time, but I wouldn't exactly call it a clean round, and you were quite critical of some of the things they were doing in that round as well. But the attack is coming in from a completely different side, no longer focused on this master first. They're clearing across this whole of the top floor, covering all of Aviator, and they're trying to make sure they're good with their time here. I mean, not too far into the round, they've already got up to landing, and they have Swaz and Synex coming down through this. I think that's Swaz in the basement, actually. Synex, no one to support him. He's standing in no man's land. He's just been picked off by the Jaeger. I believe that's up in Astro, holding an angle through the wall there. Yeah, that looks like where it is. I mean, you're just sending in your Ash to die alone. There's not really any drones around there. There's no support for it. Daco's found elsewhere, though. He's going to go down to the Finker. That's a brilliant pick for them to have, and now they're focused on clearing out this top floor roam, which if they can do will give them a lot of power, a lot of influence over the site below them. but it's just whether they can spot out this Jaeger. He's hiding behind the box. A lovely shot from the Finker. We'll see that one down.
Attackers dropped the
And well,
diffuser.
another refrag though. This is, to be fair, the defense playing it very patiently and very well around these refrags. Able to pick up what the ace as well. Your only hard breach. Oh, Swaz, what's going on in this round? Every time I think like, okay, we're gonna find a chill moment, something else happens. The laser gate gets burned out. The swing. He's swinging into the drone.
He tried it. Does not win the fight, but does about 90 damage in the process, maybe even more than that, because Swabs was on 110. Frozen brings a frag back. There is the main fragger. Methux down, and it's down to the 2 versus 2. Shots landing, but not for the kill. There's the down, there's the kill. 2 versus 1, but remember, Swaz is low, and Asphalt's pushing very, very close to this door. He gets swung, though. Oh my goodness. Swing City here in EU, as he just does not care. The info was there. You could see the yellow ping. And there's the frag, there's the round. Loud. A 4-2 half split for the second map in a row.
I mean, what can I say? The 0-2 to 7-2. It's a thing. I mean, they played very well in that round. I've given them credit. As much as I was kind of panicking a little bit when Cinex kind of died in no man's land by himself, I think I'd still want to see a little bit more support for your entry there, because I mean, you just gave up a kill for free, effectively, but they still managed to make it work. I'm very impressed with them for just pulling that back. Some composure on that top floor clearance is ultimately what opened things up a little bit. A little bit of luck keeping Swaz alive, because I don't think you're able to quite force the defense into that position with having to take an aggressive swing if it's a 1 versus 1. So just not dying there was actually critical. But ultimately, very well played out by Loud to come back with some very clutch performances from members. Lad's-Move, specifically, you're looking over toward that statue side, the 1 versus 2 against the Cade and the Malusi. I mean, that's what's kept them ahead in this game, and now they come into their defense. You're seeing a very different style of play. We're seeing that Goyo being brought in by Baby Shark, and I love to see Goyo because it's just very indicative of how a team is going to play, and it's all going to be around these deployable shields. You're going to be playing around that hard utility. No one might support it, but you've got the Arun, you've got the Jaeger. It's going to be about time denial here.
Attackers are moving to
Starting things off at your normal Aviator in-game site, compared to what Team WanteD decided to do and go kitchen dining. This is what I support just because of the fact it's more vanilla, I suppose. Baby Shark's going to play the Goyo, as I believe you mentioned. I like the Goyo pick. The Vulcan shields are nice, but they need to be effective. And really, that's the case with just about everybody's primary gadget. But hopefully they can both lock down a position and then use it as aerial denial later. Because if you don't do both, then it's just a deployable shield, or it's just incendiary grenade. There's a good opener. As Niflox, well, not Niflox, what am I talking about? Nufix getting that frag, and I gotta say, that's not something I was expecting for him to get. And now they're both rotating down towards the bottom of red. Wow.
Yeah, they're just going on an adventure here. I mean, you gotta love it. A little bit of creativity using the hatch. The only time I've only seen that hatch been used like twice, like ever. So it is always fun to just to see it get involved. You know, it gets lonely, it gets left out sometimes by its other hatch friends. You know, it isn't allowed to join in with the hatch games. But you know what? They've chosen to go for it. And well, now fighting over this main stairs area, Daco leading the charge here, gonna shoot this concussive blast over, just try and find a way in. The Nitrous all over the top though, gonna pick up a double.
What?
Was that? Did he kill himself with it? He killed his
No,
teammate.
they traded a nitro cell, a frag, and a gunfight. Oh my goodness. That was a trade of utility, if I do say so myself. Somehow, everybody gets their kill. Here's a shot coming through. All Frozen doesn't catch the timing. That's gotta hurt. But an interesting trade of utility, and now Ravage getting a kill through, healing himself up an extra 30 health for him. And actually, Frozen gets another kill on the far side as well. This is turning from a 2 versus 4 to a 2 versus 2. I dare say it, Louder in a bad position yet again after having such a large man advantage.
Yeah, that diffuser being highlighted there, dropped outside the main door. No one contesting it though. They are going to need to pick that one up. Now it'll be interesting to see which direction they choose to go. The shield focusing op's going to be taken away. Never mind, it's not going to be relevant. I was about to say it's facing towards doing the landing, which could make Study a little bit more enticing for the attack. It's gone all together. They spot out the Rooney playing inside a vault now, so they have a decent idea where the remaining 2 defenders are. Have this rotation from the Goyo might catch them off guard. 30 seconds on the clock. They're going to have to try and make a play here as they've opened up that laser gate. That will give some indication that they might be heading in towards aviator and games. Or, sorry, in towards games.
Bomb located by
Looking
attackers.
for this wall now, though. Trying to find a... I can't even see where that Aruni is, but trying to just find the shots down into his vault. No! Caught off. He can't get behind the counter.
I think that's the round right there. He has to push around
Yeah.
to the study. He finds one. Needs to find the second. Looking for the quad. Looking for this 4K, but he can't get it. This round's got to be over. He's pushing in, looking for this diffuser. Checks the right angle, and that's it. He has to pop off the diffuser. That's the round. Loud. Oh my goodness. 5 in a row here on Villa. And this is deja vu. I think it's going to be 7-2. I think it's over.
I mean, it would be somewhat poetic. It would make sense for Loud as well. You know, Loud always like to win with the same map count. They did it in the quarterfinal, 8-7, 8-7. They're just refining their craft, is what it is. The final will be 7-0, 7-0. It won't actually. This isn't scripted, I swear. Please tune into the final. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not quite sure what we need to see from WanteD because these rounds are so scrappy. The teams are constantly trading kills back and forth. Yet no matter what happens, it's always Loud coming out on top. And
I don't know. I think I'm done
not
criticizing
sure why.
Team Loud. I think I'm done criticizing Team Loud. It seems to be working. I think as the engineers say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What they're doing is working massively. Mainly, it's just the strat book reads Methics and Lasmo who kill. But hey, I mean, you do you. I don't like the fact that Synex is playing Jaeger. That's a questionable decision for me. Maybe have somebody else play the fragging op because maybe we see Synex play on site as the mute. Use the mute jammers. Use that C4 to the full effect and let Lasmu go out and go frag because we've seen Lasmu go frag just with different weaponry. And if you put them in a better position to frag, maybe they're going to frag a bit more.
yeah, I think it's always an interesting one, isn't it? Because sometimes you want to put the players who are just hot, who are just ready to take these gunfights. You want to put them on those fragging operators. Other times it makes more sense just to keep people in their positions, just hope they'll find their groove. Either way, though, Ravage hiding downstairs. You can't be losing those. You have the drop on him. The Malusi's in full sprint. You didn't land a single shot. Thankfully, though, your teammate in Zidane is there to recover, pick up the pieces, and find that refrag. The Malusi goes down as well as the top frag for Loud. Maybe that's the start you need. Synex, though, oh, the tracers. So close to his head there.
So close, yet so far.
True.
4 versus 4. And you have to say, Loud in these low man count situations have been better. I mean, it's a 4 versus 4, so it's not massively low man count. But at the same point, as soon as an opening frag goes their way, they've been benefiting off of it the entire time. Since Oregon, no less. In this rounds 1 and 2, they dropped the opening frag both times and then lost both rounds. This time around, I think they're just going to continue with their momentum. Yeah, the trade was there almost immediately. Baby Shark trying to hold down the long angle with the SMG-11. It's a little more difficult than you would like, and well, I think there's a lot of utility from this attacking side. Synex needs to hold down the long angle and just repositions because of it. You can't really blame them for it.
No, you can't. I mean, they're doing a good job just playing this slow now. I mean, you look at the time. 1 minute 20 left. The attack haven't really found themselves a foothold. They still haven't taken control of Astro, even though they've had a good amount of time to try to deal with any presence downstairs. As well, Synex, they're actually going to rotate back upstairs, nearly found himself in an engagement with Diana, and that actually caused Zidane to double check where he's been through. He's looking for phantoms here, and he's going to get killed from above. The vertical holes are huge in this round, and I mean, this is not looking good for Team WanteD as Daco will also fall. He's able to pick up Lasmu, but behind the safety of a reinforced wall, it shouldn't matter too much. Pickup is an option here, but the shot is going to be found. Asphalt finds a wonder shot onto the head of the Aruni there, and I mean, 30 seconds left in time to light, and they're going to be able to pick up Daco.
This is a close scenario. It's yet another situation where if Team Lost lose this, or Team Loud, now Team Lost already out of this one. Loud, if they lose this, it's down to a 2-round deficit, but this push is still coming. It's down to the 2 versus 2 with one player still down. The spray's gonna hit. Oh no, Cinex will fall. That's the round over as well. Team WanteD flip the script. They say no 7-2 for you. Loud Esports unfortunately fall, and Team WanteD are right back in this.
It was so important that Team WanteD find something in that round, and I think the big thing there was just being able to pick up Dako, having that additional gun. Maybe, I don't want to put this all down to the Rooney there, but maybe if you pick up your teammate instead, you have more options around the site. I'm not quite sure how that could come down, but ultimately, it was just a really nice push from WanteD on the attack. They knew what angles they had available to them, and they were just holding them very well as they pushed in, picking up kills. But now, we're going to have to see a change. They're going to rerun Statue and Trophy, but they're bringing a Pulse.
Defenders, protect your bombs
Now,
from being defused
I
by
am
attackers.
personally a big fan of Pulse. I think he's very fun operator to play as, especially in solo queue. You just get nitro kills for days. But on a map like Villa, where we've seen the Valkyrie get removed because of how powerful information is, having the sort of that heartbeat scanner, it's amazing at being able to pick up those nitro kills from below, just pressuring the attackers. The question though for me, maybe you'll have some thoughts on this, but I didn't think their downstairs presence was particularly impactful on the defense. You know, they had a plan downstairs, they got a pick, but then died very quickly afterwards. And then it just kind of didn't exist anymore.
I think the main reason it didn't exist anymore is because they didn't want to overextend more than they already had. You got one kill and you did back up. Congratulations, it's a 1-for-1 trade, one that really didn't benefit nor hurt you all that much. Finka later on is more important. Yeah, Ravage probably should have won that fight, but he didn't, and that's just the fact of the matter. I would have liked to see a little bit more of an extension down below, and I want to wonder if Methics is going to be droned out here. Nobody sits here on the bottom floor. I'm sorry, it's just a factual statement. I'm the only person on Villa that only sits in the bottom floor, and that's because I enter with knock, and I like to walk around like a chicken.
Oh, that's fun, actually. Yeah, I'll give you that.
I flank behind people. They have no idea. I like to walk on the site, up red stairs, and they have no idea. There's a nice opener, though. Hello. One kill. All the way from below, actually. On the red stairs from the side. He decides to get that one, and Swaz will remove Ravage. Another opening death for the Finka. At this point, I think it's time to start pushing with the teammates, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think WanteD have... I don't know, they just seem to be a little bit too comfortable taking one-off engagements, just walking in solo, and... I mean, Loud are just waiting for it. They're picking up these freebies every time they're presented. Frozen taking a little bit of damage, has to be a little bit careful now. You don't want to lose another member, because that 3 versus 5, especially on attack, can be quite hard to battle back from. Cinex just taking this gunfight downstairs. No one to support him as he's backing out the window, gets caught in a crossfire, but the refrag comes in as well. Snoz able to just pick that one up. I mean, that's going to help the 4 versus 2. You got to say Loud, they're looking comfortable in this round. Pushing match point here, nearly looking for that 6-3. Zidon and Dako, they got everything ahead of them. 4 to find. Enough time to do it though, if they move swiftly.
Zidon has no idea. Oh, and he does now. Methics is found out. The shots are not landed from either side. Everybody's still on full HP, at least from the same they had the engage when it started. Never mind. Swaz gets the kill, swinging behind. There's the frag back, but it's the trade as well. Dako from behind with the LMG in hand in a 1v3. 4K clutch required. And as much as I love Dako, as much as I love the LMG, it's so challenging, especially now that you've got smoke grenades popping in front of you. The toxic babes are going to hurt, especially when you're being flanked. You're being shot from several different angles. The swing's going to come through, but he's not aware of the Astra rotate. That's the round. He was actually just sitting inside of this trophy room, and that's it. It's now match point. It is grand finals point, or at least the point to get to the grand finals, and Loud Esports are looking good to take it.
Yeah, I mean, Loud they looked so comfortable in that round. Again, WanteD are giving them gunfights, and Loud are stepping up to the plate every single time. They're taking them, and they're winning them. I mean, look at Swaz in that round. He picked up 3 for himself, including just a kill, a free kill, onto, I want to say it was Ravage or the Finker, who just kind of was just crouch walking around the building. That isn't going to work against a team like Loud, who are just looking for these picks. And Mythox, he's hovering the Kavira, and he's not changing off of it. We are going to be seeing a Kavira. Can they win off of the Kavira? I mean, I'd like to see it. Seeing a Kavira play is always fun. The Interrogation is hilarious to see, but it's not reliable. And I mean, I think with the way that WanteD has been playing, with just walking in solo, I almost wonder if WanteD to hide the Kavira, because it might just force them to play it. If they still walk in by themselves and they get caught out by this, they can start to throw the round very quickly. This is actually a really interesting pick coming out.
It's certainly one that I can't say I expected, but one that I find a response. I think for the first time, Cav is a responsible pick for a defensive side. And usually it's, oh, you're a meme pick, you're just messing with the other team. No, think about it. A lot of this game is audio cues, and a lot of it is removed with Caviera's silent step. There's no Jackal on the board, and even if there was, you could still use the silent step to circumvent the Jackal Ionox cam. And by the way, for all of you who do play Cav and do play up against Jackal a lot, you can do that. When the little circle is about to reach its full extent, you just pop your silent step for a second, and it denies the info given to Jackal. I totally exploited that when Cav was still meta, but I think Team WanteD need to clear things out here, and oh, so lucky for Baby Shark to get out of there alive, but that's a lot of ground already taken by this attack, and I honestly think Loud Esports want them to take some of this ground so the Cav can rotate early.
Yeah, and well, Dako is going to be the first to fall. That's Lasmu picking up the Ash, and just getting a little bit overzealous downstairs. You've got to make sure you push that staircase together again. I mean, this is just another example of taking 1v1s. You have the power to take that away. The frag grenade, catching a kill. That's Cynics down as well. A second one comes through. That is the Kavira off the table. No longer have to worry about such a dangerous flank. As Lasmu moves from a more aggressive position on this main staircase, recognizing that they might need to take a little bit of a more aggressive step in this round to bring back this man count if they're going to be successful here. Swaz also looking for a rotation down red stairs, just creeping his way though. They have some angles that have been opened up by the attack. You don't want to walk into them. You don't want to give them the line of sight to more free kills. Still, this main stairs presence is going to be the direction that the attack are choosing to go for. They remove the shield up top. They finally make their way up main stairs. The Nitro Cell not quite landing on any target as they're just peeking towards this 90 corridor. But it's going to be Baby Shark. Picks up the first kill, takes him down with that Vector in hand, and finds a second one as well. Baby Shark not letting anyone walk into study. It's his territory. He's marking it. He's keeping it tight. Goodness. Baby Shark with a triple kill. The Nitro Cell to see things through. Can he find his quad? Can he find the finish to the series? No, he's going to get taken down. Zidane, 1 versus 2 with 1 HP to keep his team in the series. He's looking down longs, finds one in vault, can't quite land the shots though. Swaz escaping with very little HP now as he's just keeping an eye on this angle. Throws the drone out to try and make a dummy. It's not going to work though. Bounces off the wall, gets stuck in a mute jammer. He can't quite land those shots. Isn't quite sure. Does he know that there's one playing around this bar, around this bomb setting? Yes, he does. He swings out. Zidane with a triple kill. Quad to keep his team in. Swaz, you got to win this 1 versus 1 to seal the deal. The ping's coming through. They know exactly where he is. The location is known. It looks like he's going for the rotation behind the bar. He's in sight now. Does not have to fuse it. 24 seconds. The time is so low! And Swaz finds the shot, sees it through. 7-2, 7-3 will be the score. That was an insane shot from the Jaeger. One deserving of this win in semi-final number 2, Electric Boogaloo. And well, Team Loud will be your other participant in our grand final.
Oh my gosh, what was that shot? Through the wall, 40-degree flick across. That should not have happened. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad. It was so close to being the clutch. He got the first, cleaned out the second, and already had damage onto the third. Just body shots were not hit in the end. And that's what cleans it out. Golu, I gotta say, for Team One, that has to hurt. 7-2 and 7-3 to a team where you just drop things. I feel like the Talent League playoffs are very close to that of the NFL's. The teams with bye rounds just cannot win their first games in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you see buy rounds and how that impacts teams, because it does change things up a little bit. It can impact some of your games, but ultimately, Team Loud, they were the better team today. They just play better across the board. I think it's a missed opportunity for Team WanteD because they have looked really good throughout the season. They just couldn't quite put everything together for this last match. And that's sometimes just what happens. You can't find it in the best of threes. It's unfortunate and it does happen, but I mean, congratulations to them on making it this far in this season. They've been a top performer amongst their league, and so to see them, fall a little bit shy at the last hurdle, it can happen. It happens to everyone, but it'd be interesting to see where they go from here. Team Loud, though, again, brilliant performance for them, thoroughly deserving of the win.
Yep, and that win will send them to the grand finals. A clean finish, and I gotta say, one I didn't think was going to be so quick. I was hoping for a third map. I really wanted to see Team One to try and play things out on Clubhouse, but they just didn't give themselves the opportunity in the end. It's what cost them, and I feel like it's what's going to hurt heading into tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, by the way, we do still have some Rainbow Six Siege here for you in the Major League. Tomorrow, we have the third place game. It'll be me and Uncooked covering it on the cast, tripping in the background on production. And well, we still have grand finals on Saturday. Do not miss out on either of those games. I have been Time to Late. That has been Golumolu. In the background has been TootXB. His Twitter's TootXB, by the way. That guy's Twitter's right there, and mine's right under me. Go follow us because I think we're pretty cool, at least if I do say so
I think
myself.
I'm
But that,
pretty cool.
unfortunately, is going to do it for us. Third place game tomorrow. Grand finals over on Saturday. Don't miss out on either of those games. We'll see you then. Have a great day.
Good evening.